With fantasy football right around the corner, I'm sure most of you guys are starting your mock drafts, making your big boards. But I always, if you guys are like me, I always seem to find myself with a couple of Eagles players. Now, I want to go over the top 3 players on this Eagles team that make sense to actually target in this fantasy draft. So don't go like me and be a homer. I'm going to give you some good picks.
Everywhere. This is for you.
Fly was flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season here, really time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So, like I said, I want to give you 3 players that I think on this Philadelphia team will give you great fantasy value. Now, before I do that, please do be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. We are on the road to 3K, and I would love for you guys to join that ride with me. But let's get into it, man. So, number 3 is going to be a very simple one. It's someone that I think a lot of people have been talking about, and it's the duality of his threat. It's that he can be a running quarterback, he can be a passing quarterback. There's going to be a lot of opportunities theoretically for him to put up fantasy points. I kind of gave it away already, but it is Jalen Hurts. I think that Jalen Hurts, even if he is decent, can put out a very good fantasy year. Do I think he'll be a top 10 fantasy quarterback like a lot of these guys are saying?
No.
Maybe not. But he, at worst, I think can be a top 15 just because, like I said, he has that threat of the run. He has that arm threat. And there's enough players around him that, look, we might be throwing little 5-yard screen passes and they might go all the way. You got people like Quez Watkins, you got people like Miles Sanders, Devontae Smith that can take stuff to the house. So you just add that extra home run threat when you have all those players around him. So I really do think Jalen Hurts is a viable option. Now, why did I put him at 3? Because realistically, I think there's a lot of quarterbacks that are probably ahead of him. But he is one of those guys that if you're getting late into your rounds, and he's one of those guys that are, maybe it's, the lower tier guys, he's probably a little bit higher than them just because of his running threat. So I would have to put Jalen Hurts at number 3. Now, at number two, I'm putting my guy, man. I'm putting Booby. I think that Booby Miles Sanders, man, is going to be a top 10 running back this year in real life and in fantasy football. So I'm personally, if I'm being 100% honest, I'm looking at him in the mid rounds. I'm looking at him maybe 3rd, 4th round, depending on how far he slips. I know most fantasy drafts, running backs don't tend to slip that far, especially somebody like him that has the again, dual threat that he can catch the ball out of the backfield and he obviously can be a runner. So I think that his receiving is going to go way up from last year. I think he's going to be a steal in a lot of drafts because I don't think a lot of people outside of Philadelphia see where he's going, where his talent is heading. So I think that he's somebody you can maybe be able to steal in the middle rounds. Like I said, maybe 3rd, 4th round, depending on your draft. So I'm saying let Booby run, man. Bring Booby on the team. And there's so many different names that you can come up around, Booby Miles. So I definitely think that Booby Miles Sanders is somebody you have to have on your team. Now, number one, I was racking my head because I was thinking about putting Miles Sanders there because I do think he's going to be a top running back this year. I was thinking of somebody like a Zach Ertz. Look, tight ends are very hard to come by in fantasy drafts, especially very good ones. But, also with him, who knows if he's going to be our starter for the full year. Dallas Goedert might come in and take that job. So I didn't put him there. I was also thinking maybe another running back, maybe a Kerryon Johnson if you want to get, a little bit sneaky, get a handcuff pick for a Miles Sanders. Obviously, I wouldn't put him at number 1. Maybe a Travis Fulgham, maybe a Jalen Reagor is going to break out. But you know who I ended up selecting. I ended up selecting a rookie, which a lot of people may disagree with. But I think that Devontae Smith is going to be the best fantasy player on our team. And why do I think that? Because I think he's going to be our only option. He's going to be our number one guy. When it comes to the passing game, I think that it's going to revolve around him. I think he's going to get a lot of short passes. He's going to get a lot of bombs. Him and Jalen Hurts already show that they have that connection. And I said this before, that I kind of felt a little bit worried that, Devontae Smith was the only one really getting the ball fed to him as much as he was in the training camps early. But now with him down a couple weeks, obviously, maybe Jalen Hurts will be able to spread the wealth around and get some other wide receivers involved. But either way, Devontae Smith is going to be that guy for us, and we're going to be feeding him the rock. We're going to try and get him involved in the game. He's not going to be out there as no, decoy or anything like that. We haven't had a wide receiver this good in a long time. You can say all the way back to Djax and Macklin. Some would argue even all the way back to Terrell Owens. We have not had a wide receiver with this pedigree in a long time. I do not see it being, let's ease him into
Can't even read. Today, Junior.
the roster. Let's ease him into the playbook. I think it's full steam ahead. We have a full off season. He's obviously a little bit banged up, but he can still read. He can still go learn that on playbook. So I don't think that he's going to be held back at all. I am excited to see what Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts does, what that duo can bring to this team. And I really, truly believe that he's probably your best option on a franchise, fantasy thing. If you're getting a rookie, I think he's top 3. I don't think there's many guys above him that you would want to keep on your franchise team. But even if it's a redraft, you might be looking at, if it's a keeper, you might be looking at him as a keeper for the next, 3, 4, 5 years. He's going to be that guy for us. Hopefully, obviously, I don't know, but hopefully he's going to be that guy for us. And I don't see us shying away from trying to make him that guy. So that's my list. That is my list. You guys let me know. Like I said, I got Jalen Hurts at number 3, got Run Booby Run Miles Sanders at number 2, and I got Devontae Slim Reaper Smith, I don't know why I forgot his last name, at number 1. Who are your 3 guys? I need to know, because I'm going to be picking draft picks pretty soon. So I need to know, who are your 3 guys on this Eagles team that you feel comfortable putting on your fantasy team? But other than that, man, y'all know what it is. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here. Peace!
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
Fly Eagles Fly.